Okay, so you know some video games got multiple characters to choose from a roster, right? And when you pull up to any sort of function and they got the game on, or hop on Wi-Fi for some ranked, well, young or old, if a dude sees their game and sees their character, they always want to hop on and start saying, "Nah, nobody touching me on my dude." And they'll say that acting like they're the only player for that character in the world, but the character they're using always ends up being the guy on the game cover, or the most easiest basic character in the game. Here, I'll be going over the most commonly used selectable characters that everybody be using. By the way, disclaimer, this is not in any way trying to diss on them, but just to point them out, even if they are a dime a dozen. The guidelines here are games that have had multiple installments, is still played to this day, and is somewhat popular. So this means no games like Overwatch or Siege because they don't have many installments in the franchise, or no Killer Instinct because it's not popular to the general audience, or no Dead or Alive because you guys are gooners and you guys need to start getting real. This list, by the way, is in no particular order at all. Alright, to kick it off with the very first guy who became everyone's dude is Mr. Street Fighter himself. Ryu is every OG's dude who grew up in the 90s, and 9 times out of 10 they're gonna pronounce it as Ryu. Ryu set the blueprints of every easy basic dude in fighting games. He had simple to learn motion inputs, basic punch and kick attacks, and he was designed to be basic but effective. Just a badass guy in a gi wearing a headband. Like, dude, he has one of the top 2 most iconic fighting game moves in history. But there was another outlier who was simultaneously everyone else's dude back then too. To the little brothers out there, the ones who wanted to be different, or the guys who thought fire was just the most badass thing out there, I'm of course talking about Ken! Usually racists use Ken. Don't look at me. Ken was basically just Ryu in a different skin. He was a hotshot American guy compared to the badass Japanese guy. He also had fire moves, so that to many people made Ken just much cooler than Ryu. Ken may have changed now and isn't a carbon clone of Ryu, but there's still 2 types of casual players, the Ryus and the Kens. And those 2 guys have actually inspired another set of characters everybody uses now. Those 2 being Scorpion, Sub-Zero, back in the 90s, Mortal Kombat was just the most badass shit ever. You had blood, and killing, and ninjas, and powers, and it was basically the only way you could say you were cool back then. Even to this day, it is the most sold fighting game franchise ever. And who else to lead the helm of its popularity than Scorpion and Sub-Zero? They were simple, badass ninjas who were in nearly every Mortal Kombat game since the first one. One was a skeleton who used fire, and remember when I said Ryu had one of the 2 most iconic moves in fighting games? Well, guess who got the other one? And as for Sub-Zero, he was a cool ninja with ice powers who could make clones and freeze you and rip your spine out just from grabbing your neck. He even got to Fortnite before Scorpion. These 2 guys are the most popular fighting game characters, specifically when it comes to the youngins. That's just because nowadays Mortal Kombat games are a lot easier to get into than Street Fighter and other fighting games, and are just the most appealing still to the younger audience. They see it as, what would I rather have? Some boring guys just punching each other, or some blood and guts and killing and murdering? Yeah, but yeah. It's essentially a repeat how it was for kids back then. And there was another guy where, not as a popular choice as Scorpion or Sub-Zero, he's easily still the 3rd most picked guy. That being Liu Kang. Liu Kang was fast, had fireballs, was a Bruce Lee clone, looked cool, and was the main hero of the Mortal Kombat franchise. He may only be the 3rd picked one, but there's probably more Liu Kang players than there are Guilty Gear players. Moving on from fighting games for a little bit, let's call out the even more casual audience. Ones that think fighting games are just the most hardest thing in the world. And for these type of games, there's one guy they'll always use. What was his name again? Oh yeah.
It's me, Mario!
Mario Kart, Mario Tennis, Mario Party, Mario Golf, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, Mario teaches typing. Who they all got in the name? Mario. You can bust out any of these games, have a roster of 50 dudes, and they're just gonna still be like, yo, where Mario at, bro? Mario being the most popular video game character of all time allows casuals to easily find him recognizable. And if they're playing these type of games, they're probably not the most knowledgeable of video game characters. So of course they'll be attracted to use Mario. Or just be the guys who say Mario is their favorite character. They'd be the same to say Tom Brady is their favorite football player. Come on, get real.
Super Mario in real life.
Nintendo knows this too, so in all these games, they give Mario the most basic of stats. Simple, all-rounder build with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I personally like Mario myself, but damn, dude. You're telling me out of all these characters across all these games, you're still gonna be picking what's at the top left? Alright, going over another Nintendo game is Pokemon, with one of the Pokemon just being about everybody's favorite dude to use. I'm of course talking about
Charizard!
Now, don't get me wrong, as far as tournament viability goes, or how Charizard is in the metagame, I've got no idea. But when it comes to the general audience, Charizard hands down takes the case when it comes to the most used Pokemon. This dude was most guys' starter in Pokemon Red and has been in a boatload of other Pokemon games. Yeah, sure, Pikachu is the most popular Pokemon, but when it comes to actually using him in-game, nobody want to use that sorry-ass rat. They want to use a badass Fire Dragon and dick down stupid-ass bug catchers. If the game has Charizard, you can almost guarantee everyone's gonna have him on their team. His Pokemon card is even one of the most valuable cards on the market. Even Logan Paul reps Charizard, so come on, do I need any further proof? Now we move on to another franchise that has outsold even Pokemon, having a dude that has been picked more than any other guy in this franchise, that being
M4 rifle.
The M4 is hands down the most picked gun out of all the Call of Duties. It's been badass since Call of Duty 4 and even in the most recent COD as of this video, Black Ops 6. Whatever variation it is, whether it's the normal M4, the XM4, the M4A1, the NV4, the Commando, the M27, the M4 Carbine, it's still gonna be your basic assault rifle that you can always start out with and go 1 in 18 off the bat. It has one of the most appearances out of all the guns in the games in Call of Duty. So both you, your dad, and your son have seen this gun in their game. People who main this gun are either 1, a newbie and new to COD, 2, a sweaty ass guy who's played COD for more than 4 years, or 3, a dude who'll get headshotted and then whip out his mic and then just start going on some
You stupid n-
It's also a reliable gun on zombies as well. This gun is good old reliable, especially to those drones who spend $500 on a console only to play games with a ball or a gun in it. Moving on from my side chick, let's go back to fighting games for a sec. And I'm gonna be talking about the Jordan collector himself.
Kazuya Mishima.
But I'm not done, because don't forget his devil of a son,
Jin Kazama.
Dudes who be using Kazuya always refer to him as Kazuya. Kazuya was in the first Tekken and Jin was in the third Tekken, being even the box art guy on it. But Tekken 3 was really where everyone started to play Tekken. They weren't ninjas or traditional gi guys or recognizable plumbers, but they instead were just two badass looking dudes with some fire designs and electricity punches that captured people's love. Scorpion and Sub-Zero are usually the ones favored by youngins, but the Unk OGs out there be the ones to favor the shit out of Kazuya and Jin. For one, they were the two most basic guys compared to the rest of the roster back in the 90s. And 2, Tekken was more for the sophisticated crowd of gamers who actually care for the fighting and not the bloody gore. Kids eventually get tired of seeing a guy ripped in half over and over again and grow up to start playing other games. But the ones who care for the mechanics and characters and moves and the whole arts of fighting games usually never tire of it and delve into it from childhood to unkhood. OG spent years with Kazuya and Jin, from the 90s to now. All Kazuya and Jin players see those characters more as their sons than their own children. They saw them grow up from their shit-ass 3D clunky Muujin ass shit to their throbbing 4K veiny sweaty dicks with 40 gazillion moves. I'm sure in their mind they're thinking, I wish my son could electric wing God Fist. And moving on to our second to last guy is my GOAT, my main man, my soulmate, my teacher, my friend, my hope of the universe.
Goku! Don't stop, we're in luck now. Don't stop, there's so much to be found. We can't find paradise. All we have to do is go, free your soul.
Dragon Ball games are easily the most popular anime games out of them all. Dudes who don't even be watching anime be playing these games. Dating all the way back to the 2000s till now, you got iconic titles like the Budokai games, Budokai Tenkaichi games, Xenoverse games, Fighters, Dragon Ball Kakarot, and as of now, Spark and Zero, which, by the way, is canonically better than Sex. And who else would you want to use? Goku. He's gonna be easy to recognize even if you haven't watched the show. He's got his Kamehamehas, his transformations, his ultimate moves, and his easy to grasp moveset. Goku is picked so much that these games be having having more than one Goku on their roster. Goku, Kid Goku, Goku Blue, Goku GT, Goku Super, Goku MUI, and plenty more. And we can't forget the one that solos all of fiction, Goku Mid.
Is that all you got?
Alright, moving on. Let's real quick go over our dishonorable mention and talk about two characters that's played the least. And these characters are in the game League of Legends. I know, League of Legends jump scare, but stick with me here. Yes, this game goes against the guidelines I made, but these characters are so ignored that I had to put them in. Those two characters being showers and female interaction. The pick rate for these two are insanely low, nearing the negatives even. These two are actually considered to be creepypastas within the League community, and they shudder at even the mention of them. Alright, now for the real honorable mentions. Those being the lesser known characters that still get massively picked within their fan base. The first two guys being Terry and Kyo from King of Fighters. Terry was a guy that allowed you to play like a gorilla, and Kyo was just the main guy in the cover who looked sick and was just easy to get into. KOF isn't as popular out here in America as it is in other countries, and it's rare as shit to find these games at functions. Unless you in Mexico, of course.
Viva la raza!
Another duo you might not know of is Soul Bad Guy and Kai Kisuke from the Guilty Gear franchise. These two are once again the guys on the game cover and were just the simplest dudes on Guilty Gear. Soul was a strong dude with a big sword and Kai was a basic dude with a basic sword. Plus they had fire and lightning power, so it helped them be more badass to the audience. Oh, Dinosaur Warriors. Underrated genre-defining franchise that apparently nobody knows. And you gotta give the most played guy on there to Zhao Yun. He's pretty much the main character on there and he just goes around fucking shit up. I know there are plenty other franchises out there that have their own commonly used guys, but when you combine their own total fans, they just don't have as many players compared to the other games I've mentioned. Now, like the final person I'm about to go over, I've saved the best for last. With the whole army of players using her popularity, I guess you can say, reigning supreme. I'm of course talking about the girl boss herself, Reina.
Can't remember how to say your name, let alone count all the freckles on your face.
You forgot one, bro.
Who?
What's your favorite Pokemon character?
And probably...
The goat. Oh!
Wait a minute. Goats?
Who's your favorite Laker?
Fuck Valorant. LeBron has millions and millions of fans, going beyond even just his video games. On top of that, NBA 2K is one of the most top-selling video game franchises ever. It's crazy because people will say fighting games are hard to learn, but those be the same people who have 100 hours on 2K in the lab, just learning complex stick handles and creating their dream light skin. But on 2K, LeBron Raymond James is going to be one of the most picked guys on there and be one of the most best guys to use. He's been a 90 overall since 2K6. That's 20 years of being a consistent GOAT. LeBron has the most fans in the NBA right now, so it's natural for those who've never played a 2K before, go ahead and select their pride and joy Bubble Butt James. And they'll stick with him too, because dude, LeBron has been a broken ass pick before some of these players were even born. As of 2K25 right now, he's currently a 95 overall. The dude's 40, like come on. It cannot be this serious. You know what Michael Jordan, Calvin Johnson, Barry Sanders, Rob Gronkowski, and Yao Ming were doing at 40? Sitting on their asses not getting championships. The amount of glaze on this man is absurd. LeBron could run for president and cause another Great Depression, and we keep his ass running for his 12th term. You could boot up Forza Horizon and dude's still gonna be like, yo, how do I get LeBron on here? I know there are plenty of other sports games with their own most picked characters, like Madden with Brady/Mahomes, UFC with CM Punk, FIFA with Messi and all that, but
I don't give a fuck.
If a game has created character, you can bet that LeBron is automatically the most picked guy. You can play whole ass me sports and LeBron has already played the most. By the way, I'm a Golden State Warriors fan, so those of you who know ball should know exactly what it means when I hype up LeBron like this. But in reality, at the end of the day, it's still LeBron James. You watching this have probably never even played 2K.
What? Hey, I'll be so mad. I would be...
Or haven't even watched basketball, but yet he's still yours, mine, and everyone else's sunshine.
You are my sunshine.
You know, with all this talk of favorite characters, it makes me feel like a song's coming on. Hit it! Scorpions pick my dude, Sub-Zero dry you, but I don't wanna use them again, 'cause my dude is Ken.
Alright, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment, and don't worry, a new Dragon Ball video is gonna come out. It's a big one, so it's gonna be a while. So in the meantime, leave a video idea below in the comments, and let me know if you like me branching out to other topics and formats besides just Dragon Ball. Other than that, I'll see you guys again. Later.
Here.
I'm gonna bounce my ass.
Watch my ass cheek shake like jelly. Watch my ass cheek shake like jelly. Ooh.